back. I talked about this at the top of the last hour. The amount of headlines that are out there, the amount of places that your attention can really be directed. And, Ryan, you stuck with me here just for a little bit. We went to lunch today. I was talking about, you may have been listening, about just the street signs and how easy it is to kind of navigate your way, the do not enter signs. But it's not always that easy in trying to make financial decisions for yourself.
Sure.
You've been a big advocate for consumers and education. And, in some ways, a good professional is like a good street sign, right? I mean, you're guiding somebody along the path. And you've been able to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's really what our job is as professionals in any industry is to give people, the information they're looking for, lead them in the right direction. I think no one really wants to be told what to do, but everybody wants to be led in the right direction and be educated and informed about their options so that way they can make the best and most informed decisions possible. Absolutely.
And so there's that education phase that really does come into it. A good professional educates people, puts them in a position to make a decision for themselves. And I'm using the analogy of a street sign, but that's kind of what a do not enter sign does on a freeway. It's there, it says do not enter, but it's not really stopping you from turning onto the freeway going the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so there's that amount of information people should be able to get, and a good professional, I think, should be able to really help them understand what information is important because, life isn't just a series of street signs.
Yeah, and the big challenge, I think, is a lot of people don't even know the questions to ask sometimes to even be led in the right directions. So sometimes you got to have to kind of maneuver the questions you ask people sometimes to get the answers, to know what information they're really looking for to be led. And a lot of times, especially on the mortgage side, we sit with the first-time home buyer and say, what kind of questions do you have? What's important to you? What do you want to learn about? And I don't know. Like, I'm just here to see what my options are. So it's, absolutely. Sometimes we got to ask questions to lead them in the right direction.
Do you think that enough people ask questions, or do you think people go start talking at other people in order to really push their product rather than understand what is best for them?
I would say without a doubt, most professionals, probably the biggest mistake they make across the board is go right into sales mode without really understanding what's important to the client and really what they're trying to accomplish. And I think good professionals or anybody, we've talked about this a couple times on the show, is just learning the art of listening to people and letting them tell their story and then be able to, give them the information they're looking for based on what they told us.
We talked earlier about a professional is willing to go anywhere, drive anywhere, be all things to all people. And I think when we talked about, obviously, a doctor or dentist who doesn't do that, would you think that somebody who should be giving advice similar to a doctor, similar to a dentist, really should do more time diagnosing the situation rather than just putting out the prescription per se?
You'd hope so. Yeah, I think it calls for any kind of major financial decision is the professional should be diagnosing exactly, where they are, where they want to be, and then helping them, again, that roadmap to help them get from A to B the most efficient and profitable way possible.
Yeah, it really does actually seem like the solution is probably you go to a professional because they know the solution. Mm-hmm. But you should also go to a professional to really find out what solution it is you need, and hey, you can't do that if you don't know what the problem is.
Absolutely.
Well, Ryan, thanks for sticking with us. When we come back, Cameron Johnson's going to join us from iTex, a company that actually helps people really enrich their lives through a way of bartering and exchanging you may not have heard of. My name is Ben Brashen. You're listening to Brashenomics.